We are so excited to say that this podcast is sponsored by Watermans.
Wait, the solicitors?
Yeah, but they're not like regular solicitors, obviously.
So not super serious and complicated?
Yeah, I would say they're a bit more straightforward kind of vibe, our vibe.
I can get bored with that.
For straightforward legal advice, remember Watermans. Happy Tuesday to ya.
Happy Tuesday to ya.
Happy Tuesday. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody.
It's the last day of 2024.
We're going into a gorgeous, fresh new year. Surviving and thriving.
How do you feel about New Year?
Good. I don't enjoy going out New Year's Eve that much.
But do you get that sort of anxious way that people get on New Year's Eve, 1st of January? Not
possibly
really.
When I used to work in a corporate job, yeah. For me now, it kind of just rolls over pretty much.
Yeah.
I look forward now to a bit of time off because usually in the world that I work in at the moment, November, December is a very busy time.
Yeah, you're busy. I just don't really feel the pressures at New Year though. Like, I know a lot of people feel, have I done enough? Have I achieved enough? All that. I just think, be at peace with what you've done.
And for that, their 2020-24 season is over.
Is that going to happen again this year?
I hope not. CBA.
I hope not. But I just think, be at peace with what you've done, what you've achieved. You're doing great, sweetie. And start again the next year.
Yeah. Just like we said about when you're a certain age to the next.
Exactly.
You wake up, it's literally just another day. You don't have to have January the 1st to have a fresh start. I do know it is a good time though because you have such a big chunk of time off work that you go into it feeling fresh. And it is a good time to reset certain things. But no, I don't feel anxious. I don't feel like we all should feel anxious at all.
No, I don't.
What I do think was good, which we used to say back in earlier seasons, was the keeping a note in your phone of small wins.
Yeah.
And looking back on that when you are seeing all this stuff online and you're feeling a little bit shit about yourself, you look back and you think, you know what, I did achieve so much. And I did that. I was in Dubai last year and I kept a note throughout my whole phone because I felt shit the year before. Purely because of what I saw online. And I read it back to myself and I thought, oh my God, I cannot believe what I've achieved this year. And
exactly.
It all seems to just merge into one.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, you're like, wow.
You just look at the big things. That's the problem with this life we're in.
Exactly.
This silly little life.
So we asked you guys to share your uplifting stories with us or anything that you're proud of, whether it's big or small, that you've done this year that you could share with us so we can share with our listeners and hopefully just to have a nice feel-good episode.
Sounds perfect. We've also got a couple of juicy dilemmas as well.
Yeah.
To read out.
Because over on Patreon, we have such good dilemmas, guys. Like, we try our best to keep them in the main, but we don't want the episodes just to be fully about that because obviously we want our usual catch up and what a lot on your plate's all about. But yeah, please join us over there because if you like listening to other people's dilemmas, then we really digress on there.
It pops off.
Yeah. So, do you want to start with a dilemma first?
So we've had some similar to this before. Me and my partner go on a few trips / holidays every year. We have no kids, so it's become a thing for us to enjoy our life. My partner's mum and her husband find it quite acceptable to book the same holiday at the same time. While we do get on now, major issues in the past, I still don't think this is normal, and how do I politely tell them to fuck off and not want to come with us every single fucking time? We've honestly been about 5 holidays together in the last 2 years.
No.
By the way, we are 35 and they're in their 60s. Also, the mother-in-law can be very overpowering and a royal pain in the arse. All advice welcome. What I find strange about that and how it differs from the last one, they're booking after.
Yeah.
They've obviously shared what holiday they've booked.
Oh, please.
Rather than booking it together. That's weird. But how do you say, can you not?
Guys, don't understand why you're not relaying this to your partner. Getting him to do that.
I think put it on the partner.
Parents.
I know.
Say to him, I want some alone time with you. What? Surely he doesn't want them there as well.
I think as well it's important to think about how she's saying that she's overpowering and a bit much because that makes a difference too. It's not as if she's just an easygoing you don't really notice she's there half the time. And if they've not got on in the past, you will have such trigger buttons for her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, she probably wouldn't even do anything
again.
that bad, and you're thinking, I could fucking murder you.
Yep.
I think you need to put on the partner. That's my advice. You're triggering me again. That's how I feel just daily with everything and everyone. I think you're actually, as much as you're relaxed and loving life and holiday, I actually think you're a bit more intolerant in a way of people because you're together so much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like...
bite your tongue a little bit more.
Yeah. But being around anyone because you're just together the whole time.
Especially because it's your mother-in-law as well. You got to kind of be careful what you say.
There's a bit of like a respect barrier going on.
Yeah.
Well, I guess should be to an extent. Anyway, I think put on your partner, that's all I can say about that one. This made me laugh. I put my wee girl's Peppa Pig kitchen on Marketplace for £5 and stated it was just to put in the wee one's bank. I had someone message asking if all the bits were in it. Like, seriously, it's a fucking £5. If there's a spoon missing, does it really matter?
Maybe they were wanting to gift it for Christmas or something.
I fucking love when people do those videos of the worst things they've seen on Facebook Marketplace. Or, you know how Jules, who we used to work with at Isle of Paradise, he always does them, and it's like the things people have called them, or it's a mirror and you can see people trying to like not be in it but their toes are in it and all that.
I also love the Depop wars as well. The Instagram where it's about Depop responses.
So brilliant. Hey girlies, what would your advice be on picking bridesmaids? Got so many gorgeous special friends and don't want anyone to feel left out. Would you be put off if certain folk didn't pick you to be theirs? What's your thoughts on how many to have? How would you approach not having someone who everyone would likely expect you to have, etc.? I do think that's quite a hard thing for people. My advice, honestly, would be if you've got so many friends but have a sister.
Just have her.
Or have, like, your friend that is your best friend and everyone knows it's your one best friend and a sister or a partner's sister. I would just have them. What I personally think I will do if I ever get married and it's that sort of wedding that I do have bridesmaids is have a small couple as my bridesmaid but still have all my best pals there in the morning.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like, have a bridal party.
Yeah. But you don't all need the dresses, you don't all need to spend the money on things. I don't need to get your hair and makeup done and all that. I would just have a select couple of them.
It's similar to the guy, isn't it? The guy have the groomsman, but only the best man is kind of like his maid of honour, if you like.
Yeah, so, like they play a part.
Yeah.
Because there's all of my close friends I want around me at that time, if I was to do it like that. But I'm not having 15 bridesmaids. So that's maybe quite a good option.
And by the sounds of things, you love your friends so much, and if you've all got that sort of mutual respect and understanding for one another, your friends will understand.
They'll get it. I know exactly.
Just say to them, like, listen, I want you all there as my bridesmaids if you take them all for dinner. And just say, this is not me giving you all I want you all to be my bridesmaid, but I want you to all be part of my bridal party. Yeah. I have selected 2 people because finances are, tight and I can't afford to pay for 15 of you. And I just want you to all know that this doesn't mean like someone's more special than anyone else. Yeah. This is just what works for me. God forbid, they will all understand. You'd like to think anyway.
I know. Do you know what I think's also key here? To understand, I'm sure so many people feel the same. The chances of them wanting to be a bridesmaid are probably slim. Less than wanting to be. People just want to enjoy your day. They don't want the pressures. They don't want to have to get up at 6 in the morning to get their hair and makeup done. They just want to celebrate you. They're not bothered about being a bridesmaid.
I've never been
I'm one. Certainly not.
I've never been a bridesmaid. That speaks volumes.
I've been a bridesmaid a couple of times and it's been quite chill vibes. Like one was to my mum. I was my mum's bridesmaid.
Were you?
Yeah. Me and my cousin, and I was then a bridesmaid to the same cousin.
So you're not any of your friends. But then again, none of my friends have been married. So that's why I think like that, I guess. But.
And then with Jason's sister, because I was quite new on the scene, but obviously it's an adult relationship. So I was in the bridal suite with her the night before and with her bridesmaid. Got my hair, makeup and everything done, but I was like a bridesmaid without the dress.
Yeah.
But it's good because we were maybe a year down the line or a year and a half down the line. You don't know, like, what I'm on your fucking pictures and then...
True. I've been to a lot of hen-dos, but I've not really, yeah. But also the hen do's that I've been to, a lot of them haven't had bridesmaids.
No. I think just a bridal party in general is a great idea. Like it just allows you to avoid the stress of 10 outfits, 10 this, 10 that. Here's quite a good, a lot on your plate being written in.
Go.
It's from someone called Adversity Fitness, and it says the fact that Zoe doesn't turn up to PT. Don't know what you're talking about.
New you, hun.
I'm unwell.
Yeah, you are.
Listen, I've been with him for about 16 weeks now, and only, I think, on the day, cancelled twice. That's good going.
Guys, don't we think Zoe looks skinny?
I'm not any skinnier.
But you are visibly
I'm not.
slimmer.
I'm absolutely
But
not.
you actually are.
Everything fits the same.
Your face is different.
It's the mouth. It's the brace situation.
I thought it before that. You got your brace. I said that to you the other day. When I came around your house, I was like, you look slim. You do. I don't know if it's because I'm a big fucking elephant or I'm just looking at you and I'm like, wow.
I think you're looking at a body without a bump and
Not
thinking
true.
it's skinny.
No, it's the jaw. My mum even messaged her saying you look slim.
But I do have a good jaw.
Yeah, but she's not said, we've been doing this for 2 years. She's never called you skinny.
Thanks very much, Polly, for never addressing it before.
What I mean is, obviously there's a clear difference.
Whatever.
Take a compliment, bitch.
Okay.
Take a compliment. Right then, let's make it nice and posy wuzzy.
Let's bring up the vibes.
Do the tune. And for that,
I can't do it. This is what I mean. Scottish people can't do that.
yeah, you can.
I can't. You need to do it.
Well, what is it? What do they say again? And for that, the 2024 season is over.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Something like that. Anyway, I thought marrying my best friend was my high of the year until I got the little blue line appear. Wow, you're a poet and you didn't know it.
So are you.
Why? That is a phrase though.
I know, but you just said it back.
What?
Continue.
That's really cute. Congratulations. Saying no to things is good for you. I honestly could not agree anymore if I tried.
I would say no to everything if it was acceptable.
Saying no feels so good. Especially when it's a no with a full stop. I can be simply savage sometimes, but it is more of a... I used to, and I've said this before, give a big, long-winded excuse why I wasn't going to something. And I had to remember that most people don't give a fuck about hearing the excuse.
Yeah.
And you're also giving yourself anxiety when you do that. I think it was a book I read called The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. And there's also another similar one of like The Subtle Arts of Not Giving a Fuck. And they really promote you trying to say no and how much better your life is when you just say, no, I'm sorry, I can't make it, as opposed to, I can't make it tonight because blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Just say no and you will feel fantastic. And more so than likely, that person will reply like, no worries.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you'll be like, oh my God, I just didn't want to go. I don't need to give you an excuse.
And if someone did say why, that would just make me say I don't want to.
And then you can just be like, well, then you can give your reason if you need to.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling too good. I don't want to come.
Met my Irish boyfriend travelling in Bali. 2 months' time, he's moving to Glasgow.
He's going to have the best time of his life.
Irish and Glasgow. What a combo, by the way. What a combination.
There's quite a lot of Irish here, isn't there? We had a discussion from our friend Molly. She messaged me saying, Jess, Dublin or Belfast? She was going on a girls' trip. And I cannot promote Belfast more if I tried. I know obviously it's completely different countries in a sense, but if you're wanting that sort of Irish experience, I personally am a massive Northern Ireland fan. I love Belfast so much.
I've not been to either.
Have you not? Zoe, it's 25-minute flight.
It's the shock of the century.
Or
I
a
know.
ferry.
It's crazy behaviour.
Guys, if you're looking for a city break that's cheap, and because obviously Dublin's the Euro, Belfast is bloody brilliant.
I need to get there. But I'm not really into, I'll put that out there, I'm not really into the 24-hour thing.
The what, sorry?
Well, actually, it's not 24 hour. It's going there and back on the same day.
Oh, I've not done that.
But a lot of people are doing it just now.
Are they?
Yeah, and I don't think I'm really into that because I just don't think I would want to be shown up to the airport pissed.
Oh, so you're staying a night, you mean?
Yeah, I think I would need a night.
Oh, you definitely need a night there because Belfast is so fun at night.
But everyone's going there and back the same
Is it
day.
like a day sesh?
Okay. It seems to be a thing, a trend.
My boyfriend and I have 10 years bought our first flat together and are slowly renovating it together. That's lovely. Completed my first triathlon. Jesus Christ.
What does that consist of? Swimming, cycling and running? Fuck that.
Renovated my house and turned 30. This is the same girl, by the way. So completed my first triathlon, renovated my house and turned 30. It's okay to not have your life figured out at 30. Everyone has their own pace.
Exactly.
And if you listened to Patreon last week, we said that is something we really want to discuss next season is the fear of turning 30 and how there's nothing to worry about at all.
Solo travelling to South Korea, had the most amazing time, felt fully present and content.
Love that.
Feeling present.
South Korea.
South Korea.
Wow.
I'd like to go there, I think.
The fashion's meant to be incredible.
And the skincare.
Yeah.
Korean skincare, unreal. Moved abroad with her 2-year-old and loving it.
Oh, I wonder where they went to.
I know, I want more. Give us more.
Oh, I wonder if she went like with the whole family. Like
everyone's went. You would need some support, wouldn't you really?
Well, I mean, it depends on maybe it's work circumstances, but I would love that. I'd love to move to Spain.
We also asked for, in this sort of positive, if anyone learned any lessons and had advice to give. So someone wrote in, stop trying hard to be friends with someone who doesn't put in the effort. Focus on those around you who spread the love. I agree with that. Cut them off. Cut the bitches off. You're out.
Cutthroat. Agree. Then again, I could do better at replying to some of my pals, so I try my hardest.
You're like, on paper, a shit pal, but not.
I look like
you know
she's stroking her hair like...
Do you know what I mean by that, though?
Yeah. No, I do. I'm not denying it.
But you're not. You're absolutely... I'm just clarifying you're actually not a shit friend.
Oh, God, no.
Whatsoever.
If you need me in the darkest times, I'm there.
No, absolutely.
But if you're wanting me to reply to your text straight away, then it's a look at the draw.
Yes, whether you're available that day or not. And if your text arrived on that day and you weren't available, then just please text again.
100%.
And hope that you're
Sometimes
available
I just
that
need
day.
a little reminder.
I know.
Listen, you heard my boyfriend say from his own mouth that he's muted and archived and he doesn't get a response. That is just, don't take offence.
I actually chose to become your manager just to get text back.
Anyway, moving on. Biggest achievement, raising my child. It's hard work, but so rewarding. Watching them grow into a toddler, and it's been the best stage yet. I gave up work for 1 year to raise my child, and the time together is worth it over the money. And my advice, as you get older, you learn not to care what others think. Very true. Your happiness is a priority. 2025 will be challenging, but the best yet.
Love to hear it.
It is true, isn't it? The older that you get, you really do not care.
I think it's not that you don't care. I think you've just got more important things to care about.
Really?
Like your responsibilities get more and more as you get older. You don't have time to care about what Sandra's saying about your hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like your priorities are changing.
So I think people probably still care to an extent, but it's just, it can't like be your focus.
Yeah.
The same.
I really, really don't care about negative things. Like Zoe and I, like obviously having the podcast, you hear things and what people can say about you and stuff. And I genuinely really, you know what I'm like. I don't want to hear it. Zoe's like, if somebody sent something in, I'm like, don't send it. I really don't want to know. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a shit because it will upset me. So I really try and protect my energy and my bubble of like this, just stay in my own lane sort of thing and focus on things that matter. Because the moment I allow some negativity to creep in, and this is relevant to anyone, not just in somebody that puts their life out there like us, but I do think if you allow that to really dwell and you think about it, it can seriously ruin your day.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And last year, like, there was, there's things that I'd read and it ruined my day. Like, got me so upset. And I think to myself, why do I care about what irrelevant people... Because I don't.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, seriously, nothing will ever get past this wall into my brain.
No, you are good that way, whereas I would rather know.
I cannot get over that, Zoe. I've tried to tell her, tried to shake her. If something's been said about you, I'm like, Zoe, you're a bad bitch. And
I don't know if I care though. I'm more like try and self-reflect and make sure I'm not what they say.
but you're not.
But also, I like to know what they're saying.
Why though?
I don't
Will you
know.
sleep better?
No, I think it's just nosiness.
But then will that make you feel nice about yourself?
I don't think it really affects me emotionally.
God, it would me.
No, it wouldn't. Nothing anyone else said would upset me because I do think it's on you, not me.
100%.
Like, I think I'm quite good at that, but I just like to know.
And I think the more that you actually really deep it and you think about it, I could never honestly sit there and say something horrible about someone that I didn't know.
No, I couldn't.
And spend my time spouting hate on something that actually I shouldn't even be giving my energy to.
No, I just think it's laughable because I'm like, you're paying the bills, hen, so keep going.
No, I agree with you, Zoe. But yeah, that is just a bit of advice for something that maybe me being in like my nearly mid-30s, I was seriously don't allow it to let me care because I ain't changing for no one.
I think I would only care if I partially agreed or kind of understood why someone was saying something about me. I would be like, do you know what, actually, I have said something about that before. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, I would take it on board, but I'm not like, oh my God, you've hurt me.
But how much more respect would you have if that person actually messaged you directly?
Oh, 100%.
And said, look, you've offended me, upset me, or whatever. Whether you're in this sort of role or whatever in life. If
everyone should just tell you how they feel.
Yeah, if you... That's how I genuinely believe that. If you've got a friend that's upset you, don't go and bitch about them to your friends in another group chat. Actually, just go straight to the person and say, listen... You really upset me, and I really respect people that do that to me as well. I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I
absolutely
never meant to upset you. Let's just move on from this as adults.
That's maturing.
Yeah.
Some people just don't seem to do that. For some reason.
Which says more about them.
Absolutely.
Guys, buying your own house and flat can be so stressful.
So stressful. And I feel like as adults, we're just supposed to know all this stuff.
Did you know that it's considered one of the most stressful things you can ever do in your life?
I can believe that, by the way. All the paperwork, lawyers and all that. It's too much.
It's a total minefield. Well, don't worry. I have a solution that will make everything feel easier.
Ooh.
Just let our sponsors, Watermans, handle it all.
Will they pack my boxes too?
Not quite, Lizzie. But they'll definitely take care of everything else.
Perfect.
Ran a 10k and got a PB. Well, friggin' done.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice.
I've still went no further than 5.
It's been a long time. From hating running to finishing and loving the GSR 10k and planning the half for next year. You go, sister.
What's GSR?
Couldn't tell you.
Great Scottish Run.
That's the one.
Answered it myself. Opened my own little salon room in my garden and ran my first ever 10k in 1.12. I think it's so cool that people open their own little shop in their garden.
Yeah.
How convenient's that?
Put your little slippers on.
I know.
Off to work.
It's just like your little place.
No, little sanctuary. This person's wrote, IVF worked and 3 weeks away from a baby being due. 6 years in the making.
Congratulations.
That's friggin' wonderful news. What a lovely
miracle.
That is lovely. We had some nice messages sent in as well. I quit my job and got a one-way flight to Australia to see this part of the world. Totally out of character for me, as I've worked full-time non-stop since the age of 17. Can't believe I didn't do this sooner. I've been enjoying it so much. And if it wasn't for my friends and family back home, I'd be staying here for good. I still listen to the pod weekly and feel left out not being able to come to the events. Do what makes you happy and don't stress about settling down. I'm not now, not sure I ever want to. Lol.
Fair fucks to you, hen. I
Don't
do
stress.
think if you go there, no coming back.
You love Australia, don't you?
I do love Australia, yeah.
Remember that time when you told me on the podcast that you're moving there? That lasted. When you panicked me and decided to announce to everybody.
It was actually 6 months of travelling, which, by the way, just to let you know, was to be before I was 30. I've still got a year and a half.
You've got a dog now. You've got priorities, sister.
I never thought of that. A tied myself down. Finally went to counselling for anxiety and panic attacks caused by my previous job. I'm so much better now and would never have got my current job, which I love otherwise. I do think things are getting more normalised when it comes to like
Therapy
and stuff, right? But I do think if you feel that way, you need to speak to someone because it can actually affect your life long term. Like she just said, she wouldn't have got that job if she wasn't better.
Especially speaking to someone impartial to your life as well. Someone that doesn't know anything about you. That's what the service you're paying for, isn't it? For someone that doesn't know anything about you, so they can't have any emotional attachment.
I feel nothing but respect for someone if they told me they were going to therapy.
Someone close to us has got started going, and they said it's been life-changing.
I have no negative connotations with that whatsoever.
No, not at all. But I think back in the day, like years ago, when someone told you that they're going to it, you were made to think that there was something wrong with them almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like there's an issue, and yeah, there's still an issue you need to get fixed by going, but it doesn't need to be like a deep, unsolvable issue. It's just like you need to switch your mindset.
Yeah, and also sometimes there doesn't need to be an issue. Sometimes you just maybe want to talk about something and, I don't know, let go of things.
I know. It's a good thing. I think fucking do it. If you think about it, give it a try.
I would definitely consider therapy.
Well, I considered doing it for my claustrophobia.
Yeah, so you did.
Travelling, panic attack, anxiety thing. And I spoke to one of my mum's friends who does like behavioural therapy, and that really helped me. But if I felt that like tense feeling that I got before, I would definitely speak to someone.
Yeah.
Because it stops you from wanting to do things. Also, a lot of people's work offer it, so you're as well speaking to your work first in case you can get it through your work.
Someone close to me went through their work and they got 4 sessions through their work. Yeah. So it was game changing.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth speaking to someone at work if that's how you feel. Just want to read this out because this is funny. I got this sent to me on Just Food. But they wrote, "Oh my God, JJF, based on your recommendation, I've just had my first English roast in Firehouse in Manchester. Holy good grief. I feel like I've gone through some sort of spiritual awakening. How shit are Scottish roasts? Laughing my ass off." Sis, I told you.
And Jilly actually texted me when I was in London saying, please go for a roast and tell me if it's any good or if Jess just misses home.
Listen, it's not my fault she goes and have a roast at Soho House every time she goes to London, honey. You're going to the wrong places.
No, I know, that is true.
You need to go to where I tell you to go and you've not done it. Either
Listen
of them.
up, bitch.
Listen up, bitch.
Started uni at 36, something I never thought I'd do. Loving it. Fucking love that. I wonder what she's studying. Watching my dad recover back to full health after a scary time health-wise and major operation.
Oh, I love that.
That's positive. Got a degree at age 58.
Slay!
Fucking slay, sis.
I wonder what in.
I know, more. We want more.
That's like my mum. She got a psychology degree at... Well, she's still doing it.
Yeah, so like 60.
So next year she'll be fully qualified, but it's been a 4-year course, yeah.
Love that for her.
I wanted to send along a message if that's okay. This year, after being dismissed by a GP, my husband fought to get second and third opinions for a mole we thought was suspicious. Turns out it was stage 2 cancerous melanoma. He needed 2 operations to remove all of the cancer in his lymph nodes, which was tough, but we were so lucky to have everything removed and for him to get the all clear. After a horrendous 5-month period of stress, knowing my babies could maybe not grow up with their daddy, I get to live with him here is just an overwhelming feeling of happiness. A reminder to check your moles, girls, and fight if you think there is a bigger problem, even if it means going private like we had to. I'm happy to see the back of 2024 and start afresh next year. I love the pod and thank you, girls, for giving me a bit of a light-hearted listening when things were tough. Have a wonderful Christmas break.
Aww.
I think that's very important, isn't it?
Very.
Definitely fight if you think something's not right.
It's just such a hard balance between, like, am I being dramatic?
Yeah.
Or is something wrong here? This is quite a hard one for me. I know you said to keep it uplifting, so I'll keep it short and start with the bad. Promise it ends positive. I lost one of my best friends very tragically in an accident this year. Whilst I won't dwell on that, one positive thing that has come out of a total heartbreak and tragedy is bringing all the people around me that I love so dearly closer together, and my friendship group. Whilst it was already strong, has grown even stronger and closer.
Aww.
It's also brought back so many old friends together and rekindled old friendships. It's made me realise in 2024 that this precious life is too short. We need to say yes more and do all the little trips and dinner dates and everything with the people we love, because we never know when it will be taken away from us. Tell everyone around you that you love them. I never thought I'd be leaving this year without one of my most treasured friends, but I know she will be looking down on us, trying our best lives as she did. Sending lots of love to you both and best wishes for 2025.
Oh, that's lovely.
That must be
Tragic.
so
but
hard.
I know. Especially losing somebody so suddenly as well and so young. And it's
But-
like when they leave, it's like bringing everybody together. It's something that they've created in a way.
Yeah, like that shouldn't need to happen for that to happen, but it does kind of bring light in a dark time.
And everyone's together because of how much she was loved.
Yeah.
And you can talk about all the amazing things that she did. I think it's quite magical actually when you
It's like the
leave
silver
such a
lining.
presence of yourself when you're no longer here.
Yeah, like bittersweet.
Yeah.
Lovely. I appreciate people writing in things like that.
Yeah. It definitely would make you appreciate life, wouldn't it? And like the small things, and just know that you've only got this one life, especially because it's just so short.
So
You never
short.
know. Zoe, I'm going to ask you, what would your advice be? What was your highlight of this year? And what would you advice you'd give to anybody for 2025?
Oh, fuck, right. These are the sort of things we should prepare.
Yeah.
Well, one highlight obviously needs to be Cookie.
Yes.
The dog I always wanted has been achieved,
Yeah.
and she's here. Another achievement is probably how much our podcast has grown.
Yeah.
We've got our own studio now. We've done more amazing events. More people love us than before. What else? It's quite hard to think. I've not been writing a list this year, but I did last year. What else have I done? I mean, business is going well.
This is thriving.
So that's an achievement. But yeah, just typical things really. Everyone's healthy and happy.
Yeah.
Biggest piece of advice would be, I think for me this year probably isn't to compare. So I think I spoke about that at the start of the year. Once I was really in like the depth of having my own business. And you think it's so hard to look around you and be like, fuck, I should be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually out the other end of that now. Like even my Instagram page for Quinn Management, I've not posted on it since June, which is terrible, right? But equally it's because
You can't do it all.
I don't need any more clients right now.
Yeah.
And I do think
So you
for a
look at it as a
business,
positive.
yeah, like a business like mine, the main purpose of a social media account is to attract more business, and right now I can't take that.
Mm.
So I'm not looking at it as a negative.
And
know?
have you got any goals for 2025?
Sort my bladder problems. I don't know, travel more, typical things. Get my finances in order. Get a pension.
Yeah.
I need a pension back in my life. Shit like that, just annoying shit. Funner things, probably quite hard to think into.
Can I give you a piece of advice?
Yeah.
I think 2025...
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Well, then you know it yourself. What am I going to say?
Stop me so hard on myself.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
About my appearance, though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're beautiful.
It's my motivation.
But you've got it there. You're just
Also,
too
I
hard
say
on
that, it
yourself.
doesn't actually motivate me either. How can someone want change so much and do fuck all about it? It makes zero
I
sense
have
to me.
live it with you every day.
I know it's tough. It's tough times out there. It really is.
I don't mean that in a negative.
No, I
I just
know.
think that you need to understand that you're beautiful and you don't see it a lot.
You don't quite do that.
Yeah, and it's annoying.
I'll take that on, thanks.
You said that to me last time when I gave you a rant in M&S.
I don't think I've been as bad recently.
No.
Do you know what it is? Winter I thrive. Because the jumpers are on. Nobody sees anything. I feel comfortable. Summer I fucking hate.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way though.
Yeah. But next year will be different. Six pack and all that.
But will that make you happy?
Imagine
Probably
I ended
not.
up pure buff.
It might happen.
It will with fucking the train, I'll tell you that for nothing. But I don't know, I think just typical shit really. I don't really want to say cliche things, but that's just life.
Yeah.
What about you?
2024. I feel
You
like it's-
achieved a lot in 2024.
Now I'm going to sound crazy because I'm not going to take my own advice, but I didn't write down what I achieved this year. So for me, it's flew by, and I'm struggling to remember what I did. But all I'm going to say is podcast for a start has definitely taken over a good 60% of probably our week now, which has grown massively from the very little that it was a couple of years ago. The first half of the year, I was in my definite focusing on my self-fitness journey, was something I always wanted to do. And I was really proud of some of the stuff I achieved. Half a marathon, travelled to some really nice places that I've ticked off my list as well, which I keep forgetting about. Like San Sebastian feels like a lifetime ago, but that was
I know.
definitely up there on the list. Nashville was up there on the list. And although the experiences that I've done in the second half of the year are different to how I expected because of obvious reasons, I still had an amazing time, and I really proved to myself that I can still do these things no matter what life throws at you.
Yeah.
I'm also really proud of myself of how I've carried a child, which sounds quite extreme, but from someone that could never, ever imagine that happening to them.
No, I know.
And you do just deal with it.
I think you've dealt with it really well. I would have had a lot of panic attacks by now.
Yeah, I just think I'm quite proud of myself in that sense, especially when I don't have a lot of family support around me and things, and everything that I feared up to now I'm living, and it's not as bad as I thought.
And do you think that is like once you're in it, it's different?
100%.
Yeah.
There's
like
so many things
that you fear, the fears are different when you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many things lingo that I say and things that I hear that I've heard in the past but sort of brushed over.
Yeah.
That I can promise you once you're in it, it makes sense. And I'll be quite intrigued to listen back to the episode when I tell you all like how I was feeling in the first trimester, because you do kind of forget about it. If I hadn't wrote that down, I would have forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I know that this third trimester and this feelings that I'm feeling right now, if I haven't documented it on this podcast, which is great for us and other people to listen back to, you forget about it. I'll forget about the birth that I'm so nervous for. And I'm sure newborn stage will fly by and I'll wish they were small again.
Yeah. Even though it feels like a bigger thing than anything you've dealt with before, the feelings still work the same way. Like you still deal with it, move past it, forget about it.
Yeah. Like this too shall pass. Like everything will...
Regardless of how extreme it feels at the time.
Obviously I experienced loss. I know it's Owen, but like that was a really, really like dark time for me for like a while.
Yeah,
like,
that's a shit time.
Sounds weird saying a few weeks, but it really set me back in what should have been the happiest time of my life.
Yeah.
But the upside of that is Winnie, like she's just amazing. Yeah.
Who encouraged us to get ghetto pets, please?
I know, because they're crazy.
Divas.
Yeah. But even though my whole family home, it sounds so strange, I know because it's pets, but when they're house cats and that feels like your safe sanctuary, my whole home life feels very different to how I pictured it just a few months back.
Yeah.
Like I've got a lot of renovation things happening, and I know I've got a few months left of me and Richard as I know it. Mm-hmm. But for 2025, I'm really looking forward to seeing myself go into being a mum. I hope I'll be the best mum that I can be, and I know I will be. I'm
absolutely will
say
be.
that. But my advice to anyone would be, whatever life throws at you, when you least expect it, you can deal with it.
Yeah.
And you will definitely come out of the other side. And I don't mean that as if it's something negative's happened. If it's just something that you least expected, like becoming pregnant or losing someone that you love or something, things do get easier, and things you can adjust, and it will be amazing for you. Definitely. So yeah, 2024 for me was just not how I quote unquote planned. In my head, it was the year that I would travel the world and I would go on that solo trip and almost like find myself before I could potentially plan for a family.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what I had on the cards for me, and that's fine. I'm so glad it happened this way.
No, I know. Because you know what? You were never going to wake up one day and say, that's the travelling done, ticked off, I'm ready. No, that was just not going to happen.
That was this was the year that I was doing that.
This was always going to happen at some point unexpectedly for you.
Yeah, and I'm so glad it happened that way. Like, I'm grateful. It is kind of what I'm basically trying to say in a long-winded way. I'm really grateful for the way things come at you in life, and I'm really believe that what's for you will not go by you, and what's meant to be will be. And whatever you've gone through in this year, whether you've had heartbreak, loss, learn from it and grow from it. And I do strongly believe that you will become a better person from the experiences that you're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
You will thrive in whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Keep thriving, sisters. That's what we say.
And also another good point as well is friendships. Like, make sure you keep people around you that make you feel good and positive. And as I was saying earlier, like, protect that energy of your bubble. Don't let anything creep in that could make you feel shit about yourself. Because if you have good people around you, you just you radiate some different energy all the time.
So I wonder how you're still so positive and uplifting when you're around me 99.9% of the time.
Because we're yin and yang, and you're not actually a negative person,
No,
Zoe.
I'm only joking, I'm not.
You're not. Trust me, I wouldn't have you in my life if you were. Sometimes it's draining.
Is anyone writing that down? Has anyone recorded that?
You're not negative. Sometimes what you say is draining in the sense of like, I'm drained listening to you
Still talk about
you being shit when I strongly disagree. But there's nothing that I can say to make you feel different. So that's where it's a bit like, right.
Yeah, so there's no point in this conversation because I have nothing to give back.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
But it's not.
I like to just say it out loud. I don't even need a response.
But you're the type of person, like, if I've got like if I'm feeling because don't get me wrong, I'm a positive person, but I also sit and say things to you, and I'm like, Zoe, like, this is this, and you're always like, right, let's just change the narrative here.
Yeah.
So it works. Our friendship works.
It works. Should we touch again?
Yeah. Anyway, hope you had a lovely 2024.
Hope you have a good year.
2025, you're becoming an auntie.
I can't fucking wait.
A dog mum.
And now an auntie.
Anyway, thank you so much again for your wonderful support. Without you guys, we wouldn't have this podcast.
Absolutely not.
We're thankful so much to the guys here at Up Next Studios as well. Without their support and how amazing they've been with all of the editing and just this amazing, wonderful studio and putting up with our shit every single week, which they secretly love. We love you so much. And all of the banter that we like to give you.
Hate, shall we say.
We are really looking forward to next year. I know this season's not over yet, but we are, things are going to be a little bit different, and we really appreciate your patience with whatever we decide that's going to be, and we know that you'll understand. But also thank you so much to our Patreon listeners as well. Patreon is where our side dish episodes are now on a Friday, which I know we speak about quite a lot on every episode. But for you guys, without your support as well, we wouldn't physically be able to actually have this studio space. And
no, we couldn't. We couldn't pay for
deliver the main episode. No, we wouldn't. We couldn't. Thank you also so much to our sponsors at Waterman's as well that sponsored this season so far. If you are looking to sponsor us or you want to send us anything, then please do. We'll deliberate between one another. Me and Zoe are Lone Rangers now. We are managing ourselves at the moment.
And thanks to Becky, who supported us through season 5.
Yes, thank you, Becky, so much.
Mwah.
And what else do we say? We just hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Put your feet up, relax, eat all the food. We want to know what you've eaten, what's been a lot on your plate. And write down anything in your little notes that you want to tell us next year. Like, always, our DMs are always open. It's always anonymous. Message us. You can, if you're on Patreon, you can direct messages on there as well. Whatever
we want you to all have a podcast note on your phone the way we do.
Yeah.
Because we all write in that, like, oh, I need to remember and say that, or that's a good idea, or whatever. You should all make that too. And then if you see something, a new opening, or something happens to you want to tell us about, or you're reading a new book that you want us to recommend to people, write it all down.
Or product you want us to buy. You've probably bought and then we'll buy it and try it. Topic suggestions as well is a really important one. Like, we obviously think about guests. We know there's a chunk of guests that you really, really want, and trust me, we're working on it. But if there's topics that you want us to discuss, like next year, we've already told you a few on the Patreon episode of what we want to do. We want to talk about Hindu dramas, worries about turning 30, anything. We're here for you as your online friends, but also we will get our listeners involved. So we've got a whole community of people that we can, like-minded community.
So, as always, I'll just mimic Jessie's thank yous, as I like to do. But you've said it. I feel the same. Thanks to you all for your love and support through 2024. We love you. We appreciate it. And next week, we're going to share a Patreon episode. So if you're not on there, you're getting a little extra from us.
Yeah.
For free.
We need to decide which one to give you, though, because they're all really good.
We need a couple of weeks off. The guys need a couple of weeks off. So we'll fill the gap with that and then we'll be back.
Woo!
Right. Enjoy your celebrations tonight, everyone. And we'll see you on the flip.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Mwah.
Bye.